Mount Merapi. Gunung Merapi above sea level. Smoke can often be seen emerging from the mountaintop, and several eruptions have caused fatalities. Pyroclastic flow from a large explosion killed 27 people on the 22nd of November 1994. Mostly in the town of Muntilan, west of the volcano. Another large eruption occurred in 2006, shortly before the Yogyakarta earthquake. In light of the hazards that Merapi poses to populated areas, it has been designated as one of the decade volcanoes. On the 20th of October 2010, the Indonesian government raised the alert for Mount Merapi to its highest level and warned villagers in threatened areas to move to safer ground. People living within the range of a 20 km zone were told to evacuate. Officials said about 500 volcanic earthquakes had been recorded on the mountain over the weekend of the 23rd to the 24th of October, and that the magma had risen to about 1 kilometer below the surface due to the seismic activity. On the afternoon of the 25th of October 2010, Mount Merapi erupted lava from its southern and southeastern slopes. The mountain was still erupting on the 30th of November 2010. But due to lowered eruptive activity on the 3rd of December 2010, the official alert status was reduced to level 3. The volcano is now 2,930 meters high, 38 meters lower than before the 2010 eruptions. After a large eruption in 2010, the characteristic shape of Mount Merapi was changed. On the 18th of November 2013, Mount Merapi erupted smoke up to 2,000 meters high, one of its first major phreatic eruptions after the 2010 eruption. Researchers said that this eruption occurred due to the combined effect of hot volcanic gases and abundant rainfall. The most recent eruptions so far were on the 3rd of March 2020, the 27th of March 2020, and the 7th of January 2021. The name Merapi could be loosely translated as the mountain of fire. The etymology of the name came from Meru-api, from the ancient classical language of India Sanskrit and Javanese combined words. Meru means mountain, refers to mountain of gods in Hinduism, and api means fire. Merapi is the youngest in a group of volcanoes in southern Java. It is situated at a subduction zone, where the Indo-Australian plate is subducting under the Sunda plate. It is one of at least 129 active volcanoes in Indonesia. Part of the volcano is located in the southeastern part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, a section of fault line stretching from the Western Hemisphere through Japan and Southeast Asia. Stratigraphic analysis reveals that eruptions in the Merapi area began about 400,000 years ago. And from then until about 10,000 years ago, eruptions were typically effusive, and the outflowing lava emitted was basaltic. Since then, eruptions have become more explosive, with viscous andesitic lavas often generating lava domes. Dome collapse has often generated pyroclastic flows, and larger explosions, which have resulted in eruption columns, have also generated pyroclastic flows through column collapse. Typically, small eruptions occur every 2 to 3 years, and larger ones every 10 to 15 years or so. Notable eruptions, often causing many deaths, have occurred in 1006, 1786, 1822, 1872, and 1930. 13 villages were destroyed in the latter one, and 1,400 people were killed by pyroclastic flows. The very large eruption in 1006 is claimed to have covered all of central Java with ash. The volcanic devastation is claimed to have led to the collapse of the Hindu kingdom of Mataram. However, the evidence from that era is insufficient for this to be substantiated. In April 2006, increased seismicity at more regular intervals in a detected bulge in the volcano's cone indicated that fresh eruptions were imminent. Authorities put the volcano's neighboring villages on high alert and local residents prepared for a likely evacuation. On the 19th of April, smoke from the crater reached a height of 400 meters, compared to 75 meters the previous day. On the 23rd of April, after 9 surface tremors and some 156 multi-phased quakes signaled movements of magma, some 600 elderly and infant residents of the slopes were evacuated. By early May, active lava flows had begun. On the 11th of May, with lava flow beginning to be constant, some 17,000 people were ordered to be evacuated from the area, and on the 13th of May, Indonesian authorities raised the alert status to the highest level, ordering the immediate evacuation of all residents on the mountain. Many villagers defied the dangers posed by the volcano and returned to their villages, fearing that their livestock and crops would be vulnerable to theft. Activity calmed by the middle of May. On the 27th of May, a 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck roughly 50 kilometers southwest of Merapi, killing at least 5,000 and leaving at least 200,000 people homeless in the Yogyakarta region, heightening fears that Merapi would blow. The quake did not appear to be a long-period oscillation, a seismic disturbance class that is increasingly associated with major volcanic eruptions. A further 11,000 villagers were evacuated on the 6th of June as lava and superheated clouds of gas poured. Rep.